Welcome to the penultimate week of gameplay. Yes, that's right. We have almost reached the end of this epic learning adventure. We hope that your learners feel they have upped their business acumen considerably and are well on their way to becoming fully fledged entrepreneurs. As always, before we turn our attention to this week's activities, let's take a minute to recap the must-dos. We hope that you are keeping up with your staff room discussions and using them to find out what your fellow teachers think of the challenges taking place within the game and how their learners are handling them. These are also great opportunities to let your colleagues know what will be taking place in the week ahead, so that they can prepare for any questions that may come their way. Since our videos come out every Wednesday, you may wish to schedule these for Friday lunchtimes. Your classroom sessions are, of course, equally important. As the end of the challenge draws near, please don't skimp on these sessions. This is when learners can ask their questions and you can help equip them to play their best game. These also foster that critical connection with your learners. All the more important because most, if not all of them, are newcomers to your class. Please schedule these as early during the week as possible. Monday is ideal. Finally, please continue marking those assignments. Beyond ensuring your eligibility for our prizes, marking allows you to make a contribution to a far greater cause: the development of a culture of entrepreneurship in South Africa. And of course, you are building your own understanding and knowledge of the concept as you mark. Now that the admin's out of the way, let's have a look at what happened last week. You'll remember that this exciting stage in the challenge saw your learners launching their go-to-market strategy as they started selling their product. There were two key learnings involved in this process. First, an understanding of marketing, encompassing the differences between strategic and tactical marketing, and the 4 Ps of marketing. This understanding developed as the players implemented marketing campaigns to help them meet the sales targets issued by the board. They also learned that developing strategies often involves making difficult decisions. Because they had a strict and rather tight marketing budget, they were forced to focus on specific market segments so that no part of the budget was wasted. To help them understand where to focus their efforts, a large part of last week's challenge was dedicated to learning about data. We tried to make it clear that this is a critical part of evidence-based marketing, which allows people to make important decisions based on clear facts rather than subjective emotions. Learners were required to translate data into information, which was then used to guide their marketing strategy. It's possible that many learners found the thought of interpreting graphic material intimidating, so it's a good idea to check in with them. How did they feel about this activity? Were they able to decode the information and string it together, like puzzle pieces, to create a story? The story would have contained the clues about who and how they should market their product, which is why interpreting graphs is so crucial during the challenge. Players were able to gauge just how accurately they did this through the success of their marketing campaign. Those who decoded the data well would have exceeded the revenue targets set by the board once they opened up their shops. It would be interesting to find out who met their targets and how much money they actually made. Ask them also how much money they were given as part of their marketing budget and how they managed this money. This is quite a skill, because reaching the right people would have required them to spend money on certain channels while ignoring others. This management introduces a concept that your learners may not have been aware of, because it was implied rather than overt: economics. This particular exercise would have taught your learners that it is impossible to have it all. You have to be careful when it comes to spending scarce resources. This is known as the opportunity cost. It's all about how spending more money in one area means that you have less money to spend in another, but often the result is worth it. The decision is never easy, but then again, few decisions relating to business are. Ask your learners what they think about this. Now, let's take a look at what's happening in the game this week. Your learners have by now proved that they have a business capable of making money. In other words, a viable business. Write this term on the board so that they can memorize it. They've been given targets and met them, allowing them to reach a point where they are able to exit the start phase and start concentrating on scaling up. It's very exciting to reach this point, and your learners are likely to be even more excited still when you point out that getting this far means that they are now senior executives. Of course, senior executives carry a lot of responsibility, so your learners have to start gaining business experience to prepare them for this role. To help get them ready for this phase, we've made this week's quest all about competition. For the first time, your learners will be going up against rival companies selling products similar to their own. Your players will continue to run their marketing campaigns this week as they strive to reach revenue targets that are even higher than last week's. They need to know, though, that marketing is just one tool they can use to achieve these targets. There may be other strategies they can use. There will be clues to these strategies within the game, so they have to be alert in order to pick them up. Most of these clues relate to that rival business. The big thing to point out here is that because both products are similar, customers have a choice. So what will make them choose one over the other? Your learners will have to travel in the game to their competitors' premises. By getting an inside view, they'll be able to choose how they'll wage their business war against their rival. Do they think they'll have more success if they decrease their prices? Do they need to pay more attention to the 4 Ps of marketing we introduced last week? If they decide against these measures, they'll have to compete using another strategy: acquisition. It's a good idea for your learners to have a chat with their CFOs so that they can learn about what mergers and acquisitions are, what challenges they may encounter, and how these stack up against potential benefits. This is a crucial discussion, so although these chats are usually optional, it would be a big mistake to skip this one. Players have to choose which company they compete against with care, because if they make the wrong choice, the fallout will be disastrous for their balance sheets. In fact, the company may go into deficit and require business rescue. Watch out for this, because it means that the company will no longer have enough funds and that viability they worked so hard to achieve will fall away. Tell your learners to keep a very careful eye out for the clues presented by their mentors and board members so that this doesn't happen. It would be such a pity to go bust this far into the game. Use your classroom time to give learners a heads up about the material they will encounter during this week of gameplay. What's in the gaming world during week 4? Data, marketing, reading the P&L statement, mergers and acquisitions, and pure competition. This material need not be explained to learners, but please keep it in mind and share with other teachers at your school so that they can incorporate it in their teaching activities. Your classroom activities this week should focus on asking learners how they are experiencing the competition. Explain to them the difference between pure competition, a monopoly where one company dominates an industry, and an oligopoly where there are several small players operating in a market. It may be a good idea for the economics and EMS teacher to spend some time discussing these topics during class. So please give them a heads up during the staff room session. The accounting teacher may also need to get a bit more involved this week. They may need to spend time outlining the P&L, explaining that it's the same as an income statement and ensuring that learners are comfortable with the concept of line items. They may even wish to show the learners what a typical income statement for a small business looks like. There's a lot for your learners to take in this week. But the level of complexity in a business always increases when it exits the startup phase. If they manage to survive this, next week they can look forward to finding out the social impact of their business. What's more, those who made smart decisions will be able to issue their initial public offering, IPO, to raise funds. As always, please do contact us if you have any questions about the challenge.